I do. Okay, just here?
We're gonna go over here.
Okay.
Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and that you will faithfully and impartially discharge your duties as a member of the Board of Education of the Cuyahoga Falls City School District, Summit County, Ohio, to the best of your ability and in accordance with the laws now in effect and hereinafter to be enacted during your continuance in said office and until your successor is elected and qualified?
I do.
Thank you. Congratulations. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and that you will faithfully and impartially discharge your duties as a member of the Board of Education of the Cuyahoga Falls City School District, Summit County, Ohio, to the best of your ability and in accordance with the laws now in effect and hereinafter to be enacted during your continuance in said office and until your successor is elected and qualified? Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and that you will faithfully and impartially discharge your duties as a member of the Board of Education of the Cuyahoga Falls City School District, Summit County, Ohio, to the best of your ability and in accordance with the laws now in effect and hereinafter to be enacted during your continuance in said office and until your successor is elected and qualified? I do.
You give that to Susan.
Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States of the State of Ohio, and that you will faithfully and impartially discharge your duties as a member of the Board of Education of the Cuyahoga Falls City School District, Summit County, Ohio, to the best of your ability and in accordance with the laws and in effect and hereafter to be enacted during your continuance in said office and until your successor is elected and is qualified?
I do.
Congratulations.
And may I have the roll call, please?
Mrs. Schaefer?
Here.
Here. Mr. Gomez?
Here.
Ms. Coco?
Here.
Ms. White?
Here.
Mr. Harris?
Here.
It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the agenda of the January 5th, 2022 organizational meeting of the Board of Education. Action by the Board of Education in adoption of a consent agenda means that all items are adopted by one singular motion unless a member of the Board of Education, treasurer, or superintendent requests that any such item be removed from the consent agenda and voted on separately.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's moved by Gomez, seconded by Harris. We have a roll call. Mr. Gomez?
Aye.
Ms. Coco?
Aye.
Ms. White?
Aye.
Mr. Harris?
Aye.
Mrs. Schaefer?
Aye. It's over here, Alicia. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance as you are able. I pledge
And now the organizational meeting of the Board of Education at 5:30 and election of the president for calendar year 2022. And any recommended nominations?
I'd like to nominate Anthony Gomez.
Any other nominations?
We don't need to do that.
Oh,
You're good.
okay. Any other nominations? If there is only one nomination, a motion to close nominations and instruct the treasurer to cast a ballot for the nominee is in order. This motion requires a unanimous vote. If this is done, the individual is declared elected to the office of president and assumes his or her duties at this time. If there are multiple nominations at a point where there are no other nominations, a motion to close nominations, which requires a 2/3 vote, is in order. If more than one person asks the members to vote for the person of their choice, I'm sorry, I skipped a line. Sorry about that. As nominated for the position of president, the treasurer shall call the roll of the board and ask the members to vote for the person of their choice. Ohio law requires a majority vote of all members of the board, 3 votes on a 5-member board, to elect an officer. At this point, the president pro tem declares him or her elected to the office of the president, and she or he assumes his or her duties at this time. And is there a motion to close nominations?
And cast a unanimous ballot.
Pardon me?
Has to be a motion to close nominations and cast unanimous ballot.
And cast a unanimous ballot.
I'd like to make a motion to close nominations and cast a unanimous ballot.
Is there a second?
I second.
I'm sorry, who's second?
Alicia.
Alicia, thank you.
Roll call, please.
Is Ms. Coco?
Aye.
Ms. White?
Aye.
Mr. Harris?
Aye.
Mrs. Schaefer? Aye. Mr. Gomez?
Aye. Swear me in again, Patty.
All righty.
You gotta use the one in the book.
Oh, it's a little different. Okay, let me bring this.
Here, I have that.
Okay. Excuse me. Thank you. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and that you will faithfully and impartially discharge your duties as President of the Board of Education of the Cuyahoga Falls City School District, Summit County, Ohio, to the best of your ability and in accordance with the laws now in effect and hereinafter to be enacted during your continuance in said office and until your successor is elected and qualified?
I do.
Yes, I will. Happily. Got it. Thank goodness. That's it.
It's been almost a decade since we've had a different president than this Schofield. And for good reason, but there is a custom in our district that when a new person becomes president, they make a few brief remarks, and I would like to do that at this time. I became involved in our school district when I was 14 years old, which is 17 years ago now. More than half my life has been involved in trying to do the best for my fellow students and now our students, including my own family in this school district. And I can tell you that everything I am, including now president of the school board, is because of the excellent education I received as a student of Cuyahoga Falls City Schools. I received an excellent education I believe that every child of our community should, including my neighbors, my family, and my friends. I hope that have the opportunity over the next year to lead many conversations that are honest, open, and allow everyone to be heard. Every member of the board is important, and it's genius that the work is entrusted to 5 people and not 1. Trust me, no one person can do this all. I'll make sure that everyone's voices are heard. And lastly, we must model our culture of caring in our work and our actions, and remember that caring comes in many forms. Thank you. And at this time, I'd like to open the floor to nominations for Vice President of the Board of Education for calendar year 2022. Are there any nominations?
I'd like to nominate Patty White.
Are there any other nominations? Hearing no further nominations, I'd entertain a motion to close nominations and instruct the treasurer to cast a unanimous ballot for the nominee.
Ms. White?
Wait, we have to get a motion first, sorry.
So moved.
Yep. A second?
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Ms. White?
Aye.
Mr. Harris?
Aye.
Mrs. Schaefer?
Aye.
Mr. Gomez?
Aye.
Ms. Coco?
Aye.
We didn't want her to feel left out all the swear.
Court is giving me anxiety.
Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and that you will faithfully and impartially discharge your duties as Vice President of the Board of Education of the Cuyahoga Falls City School District, Summit County, Ohio, to the best of your ability in accordance with the laws now in effect and hereafter to be enacted during your continuance in said office and until your successor is elected and qualified?
I do.
Now, we finally welcome you. So welcome. Our vision, Cuyahoga Falls City Schools, the hub of our community. Committed to a culture of caring. We innovate, we create, we personalize education for all. Informational items. This meeting is a meeting of the Cuyahoga Falls Board of Education in public for the purpose of conducting the school district's business. It is not a public community meeting, although there are opportunities for public participation. If an individual wishes to address the board regarding a topic found on the meeting agenda, the individual must complete a registration form found inside the attendance notebook and present it to the treasurer. Following the introduction of the topic by the board president, followed by board discussion, the individual will be recognized. If an individual wishes to address the board regarding a topic not found on the meeting agenda, they must notify the superintendent and/or board president of the topic no later than 3 business days in advance of the meeting. These individuals may share their comments during the board business portion of the agenda. In both cases, the individual will preface comments by an announcement of their name and address and limit comments to 3 minutes. All statements should be directed to the board president. No person may address or question board members individually. In addition, in public session, the board will not hear complaints about school personnel nor against any person connected with the school system. An unabridged board agenda for this meeting can be found on your electronic device at the address shown on the screen. For your convenience, hard copies of the board agenda may be found over there. Item G, consent agenda. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve all items listed in the Board of Education business consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Harris?
Aye.
Mrs. Schaefer?
Aye.
Mr. Gomez?
Aye.
Ms. Coco?
Aye.
Ms. White?
Aye.
Item H, presidential appointments for 2022. We've had the opportunity to review those and people express their interest, so I'm going to go down the line. If I do get anything wrong, please do speak up and correct me. First is the 612 Construction Core Team. That'll be Ms. White. Second, Alliance for School and Community Growth, Ms. Coco. Third, Athletics and Activity Council, Mrs. Schaefer. Fourth, Board Policy Committee, myself and Ms. White. Fifth, Business Advisory Council, Mr. Harris and Ms. Coco. Sixth, Financial Advisory Committee, Mrs. Schaefer. Seventh, Foundation Alumni Association, myself. Eighth, Legislative Liaison, Mr. Harris. Ninth, Student Achievement Liaison, Ms. White, and with that, she'll also be our representative on the district leadership team. And then 10th, Student Wellness and Success Liaison, myself. Item I, number 1, Board of Education meeting schedule. It is recommended that the board set the time, place, and dates for its regular 2022 board meetings in accordance with Ohio Revised Code 3313.15.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Schaefer?
Aye.
Mr. Gomez?
Aye.
Ms. Coco?
Aye.
Ms. White?
Aye.
Mr. Harris?
Item 2, Ohio School Board Association membership for 2022. It's recommended that Board of Education approve the continuation of our membership with the Ohio School Board Association for calendar year 2022, including a subscription to the following: briefcase, electronic copy, school management news, electronic copy, and annual membership dues for 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Gomez?
Aye.
Ms. Coco?
Aye.
Ms. White?
Aye.
Mr. Harris?
Aye.
Mrs. Schaefer?
Aye.
Item 3, OSBA Legal Assistance Fund Annual Membership. It's recommended that the Board of Education approve annual membership in the Ohio School Board Association's Legal Assistance Fund for 2022 for the membership fee of $250.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Ms. Coco?
Aye.
Ms. White?
Aye.
Mr. Harris?
Aye.
Mrs. Schaefer?
Aye.
Mr. Gomez?
Aye. Item 4, Board of Education Member Insurance Option. Any elected or appointed member of the Board of Education of a school district and the dependent children and spouse of the member may be covered at the option of the member under any healthcare plan authorized under Section 9.90 of the Revised Code. The member shall pay all premiums for that coverage. The member's exercise of an option to be covered under this section shall be in writing, announced at a regular public meeting of the Board of Education, and recorded as a public record in the minutes of the board. Ms. Oslin, will you please poll the board on insurance?
Ms. Coco?
No.
Ms. White?
No.
Mr. Harris?
No.
Mrs. Schaefer?
No.
Mr. Gomez?
No. Item J, adjournment. It's recommended the Board of Education adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Ms. White?
Aye.
Mr. Harris?
Aye.
Mrs. Schaefer?
Aye.
Mr. Gomez?
Aye.
Ms. Coco?
Aye.
We stand adjourned. We'll reconvene for our regular meeting at 6:30.
You have to gavel it.
Karen. 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday, January 5th. I'll call to order the regular meeting of the Cuyahoga Falls Board of Education. Ms. Oslin, will you please call the roll?
Ms. Coco?
Here.
Mr. Gomez?
Here.
Mr. Harris?
Here.
Mrs. Schaefer?
Here.
Ms. White?
Here.
Item B, motion to approve the agenda. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the agenda of the January 5th, 2022 regular Board of Education meeting. Action by the Board of Education and adoption of a consent agenda means that all items are adopted by one singular motion unless a member of the Board of Education, treasurer, or superintendent requests that any such item be removed from the consent agenda and voted upon separately. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Ms. Coco?
Aye.
Mr. Gomez?
Aye.
Mr. Harris?
Aye.
Mrs. Schaefer?
Aye.
Ms. White?
Aye.
Welcome. Welcome to our 3 new board members that were sworn in earlier this evening. I want to welcome Ms. Oslin, who's our assistant treasurer, sitting in for our treasurer this evening. And I want to give a warm welcome to Mr. Chabity, our interim superintendent, who's a 1974 graduate of Cuyahoga Falls High School. And lastly, and most importantly, welcome to our top Tigers and their families and friends who are here this evening. Our vision, Cuyahoga Falls City Schools, the hub of our community, committed to a culture of caring. We innovate, we create, we personalize education for all. Our mission, every student, every day, every opportunity. Informational items. This meeting is a meeting of the Cuyahoga Falls Board of Education in public for the purpose of conducting the school district's business. It is not a public community meeting, although there are opportunities for public participation. If an individual wishes to address the board regarding a topic found on the meeting agenda, the individual must complete a registration form found inside the attendance notebook and present it to the treasurer. Following the introduction of a topic by the board president, followed by board discussion, the individual will be recognized. If an individual wishes to address the board regarding a topic not found on the meeting agenda, they must notify the superintendent and/or board president of the topic no later than 3 business days in advance of the meeting. These individuals may share their comments during the board business portion of the agenda. In both cases, comments will include the name and address of the individual and be limited to 3 minutes. In addition, in public session, the board will not hear complaints about school personnel or against any person connected with the school system. An unabridged board agenda for this meeting can be found on your electronic device at the address shown on the screen. For your convenience, hard copies of the board agenda may be found on the table near the entrance near the sign-in book. The next regularly scheduled meeting of the Cuyahoga Falls Board of Education is on January 19th, 2022 at the Natatorium. A regular 6/12 construction board meeting is scheduled for January 27th, 2022 in the Cuyahoga Falls High School Library at 6 p.m. And also we have a community meeting next Thursday, January 13th at 6 p.m. in the high school auditorium to give an update on our 6/12 project to the community as well. You're all invited to that. And now for our Pledge of Allegiance and positive reflections, Ms. Alicia Coco.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance as you are able. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our positive reflection for this evening is a quote from the late Mr. Fred Rogers, who is one of my heroes. As human beings, our job in life is to help people realize how rare and valuable each one of us really is. That each of us has something that no one else has or ever will have, something inside that is unique to all time. It's our job to encourage each other to discover that uniqueness and to provide ways of developing its expression.
Thank you, Ms. Coco. Before we go to presentations, we lost a member of our Black Tiger family over the winter break. Brenda Panino was a longtime and dedicated employee at Cuyahoga Falls High School. If we could just begin our meeting with a brief moment of silence for her memory. Thank you. Now, item D, presentations. Board of Education recognition, School Board Recognition Month, Ms. Joanne Oslin.
Thank you, Mr. Gomez. School board members exemplify local citizen control and decision-making in education. They volunteer hundreds of hours and an immeasurable amount of energy to ensure that our schools are providing the best education possible for the children of our community. For all of their dedication, we are taking this opportunity to show them our appreciation during School Board Recognition Month. School board members are citizens whose decisions affect our children, what they learn, who will teach them, and what kinds of facilities house their classrooms. These are men and women elected to establish the policies that provide the framework for our public schools. They represent you, and they take this responsibility seriously by attending lengthy, sometimes challenging, meetings, conferences, and institutes where they broaden their knowledge about education during numerous conversations about the schools and sessions before the Ohio General Assembly. Our school board is one of more than 700 such boards across the state. These boards enable us to have local control of public schools, meaning that decisions on school programming are made by local elected representatives who understand the community's unique problems, values, culture, and circumstances. With the advice and counsel of the educational professionals they hire, our school board has an impact on virtually every aspect of our schools. It's a huge responsibility and one that should not be taken lightly. Too often, we neglect to recognize the dedication and hard work of these men and women who represent us. The staff and students of our school district are asking all local citizens to take a moment to tell a school board member, thanks for caring about our children's education. So thank you to the dedicated men and women who make it possible for local citizens to have a say about education in our communities. We salute the public servants of Cuyahoga Falls City Schools whose dedication and civic responsibility make local control of public schools in our community possible. We applaud them for their vision and voice to help shape a better tomorrow. And right now I would like to recognize the following. We have 2021 school board members that are not here, but Miss Karen Schofield, Mrs. Kathy Taylor Moffitt, and Dr. Alexander Hull. And our 2022 school board, Alicia Coco. Oh, going the wrong way. Thank you. Thank you. Anthony Gomez.
Thank you.
Carrie Schaefer. Ms. Patty White. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Dr. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Oslin. Now, for our top Tigers, Mr. Chavity, please.
In all my years as a superintendent, I've been in a lot of school districts, and every board member says this is their favorite part of the meeting because we recognize the top students in our district. And the one thing I've learned is we have great students in all kinds of school districts across the state. So it's an honor tonight to start my tenure here with introducing this month's top Tigers. And I was talking to one little top Tiger earlier and said it's pretty amazing out of all those kids you got selected for this role. Before I introduce them, there are a number of people that help sponsor this program. And I'd like to introduce Mr. Gary Medcap, the Executive Director of the Cuyahoga Falls Alumni and Schools Foundations, to say a few words. Gary.
Thank you. Congratulations all the top Tigers this evening. We'd like to thank some of our sponsors, Dietz's Florist, Donato's Pizza, Young Screen Printing, who have all donated items for the top Tigers. Some of the things that the Schools Foundation does, first of all, we will give you a nice t-shirt this evening. See me out in the hall afterwards. You two can have one of these nice t-shirts. The foundation has assisted with the new entrance of Clifford Stadium. If you would like to still purchase a brick for Tiger Trail, see me afterwards. We assist with class reunions. We sponsor an all-class reunion. We honor distinguished alumni of Cuyahoga Falls High School. We have provided in the last 8 years over $40,000 worth of teacher grants here for our staff. And we started in 1983 with one $500 scholarship. In the past about 10 years, we've awarded $1.5 million worth of scholarships. We could not do that. Thank you. And we could not do that without our alumni. Thank you so much.
At this time, we'll start recognizing our students. If Dr. Cruz would come up and help me with this, I would greatly appreciate it. We're going to start with DeWitt Elementary School. The Board of Education recognizes Layla Severson. Layla is the first, well, Layla, where is she? You here? Come on up here. Stand right here, Layla. Layla is a perfect example of a role model student. She was nominated by Mrs. Moore for the month of December. She enjoys playing outside, riding her bike, going on family walks, and basketball. Kennedy is an incredible Black Tiger student. Congratulations, Kennedy. Still at Lincoln Elementary School, Levi Dunn. Levi here. Levi was nominated by Miss Simmers and Lincoln's third grade team for the month of December 2021. Miss Simmers and the third grade team at Lincoln would like to recognize Levi Dunn as one of our top Tigers. Levi exemplifies Black Tiger pride each and every day. He is very respectful of his teachers as well as other students. He is always willing to help his classmates and often serves as a peer buddy for other students in our class. Levi works very hard in school and out of school. He is passionate about the game of football and works very hard to learn and study the game so that he can play to beat his ability. Levi works hard on academics at home too. It is evident by the big academic gains he has made in the classroom this year. We can always count on Levi to make good choices, look out for others, and do his very best. His dedication to excellence is unmatched, and we are thrilled to be able to recognize him as one of our top Tigers. Congratulations. Preston Elementary School, Emma Wilhelm. Is Emma here? Come on up, Emma. Emma was nominated by Mrs. Pravanik for the month of December 2021. Emma is a top Tiger for many reasons. Emma is a role model for the other students in my classroom. She always comes to school every day with a positive attitude and a smile. I can always count on Emma to do the best and complete her work without asking. Emma is so helpful and kind to the other students. The other students love working with her in groups because she is so responsible and gets along with everyone. If I ask for help, Emma is always the first student to raise her hand and help. She do that at home too, Mom? It is such a pleasure having Emma in my class this year. Congratulations, Emma. From Preston Elementary School, Mason Muster. Mason was nominated by Mrs. Hummel for the month of December 2021. Mason was chosen a top Tiger for many reasons. He models the kind of student every teacher wants filling her classroom. He enters a school every day with a positive attitude. His goodwill and enthusiasm cannot be taught. He oozes kindness. He is the first person to help someone when they need it. He is the first person to shout a positive comment across the room to his classmates when they answer a question correctly. And he's the first person to console someone who needs it. His open and positive attitude has been a very good example for myself and his classmates. Mason is the sunshine we all need. Congratulations, Mason. Price Elementary School, Layla Husick. Is Layla here? Layla was nominated by Mrs. Mancini for the month of December 2021. Layla always comes through the classroom door ready to start the day with her positive attitude and pleasant manner. She takes an active role in her learning by listening to instruction, participating in lessons, and doing quality work. Others enjoy working with Layla because she treats everyone with respect and is willing to give them a helping hand when needed. She can be counted on to do the right thing. Layla is truly a delightful young student with the willingness to work and learn. These qualities make Layla a role model for others and very deserving of this Top Tiger honor. Congratulations, Layla. Price Elementary School, Eli Bagnato. Is Eli here? Eli was nominated by Ms. Hagnauer for the month of December 2021. Eli truly exhibits every quality of what it means to be a Black Tiger. He is eager to learn and continues to excel in every task that he is given. He thrives as both a reader and math student. Whether he is being immersed in the characters of a book or with numbers, he is always very happy. Eli is a student that enjoys a challenge and holds himself at the highest standards, socially and academically. Being his third grade teacher this year has been my pleasure, and I'm so excited to see his continued growth this school year. Congratulations, Eli. We are so proud of you. Richardson Elementary School, Alana Schumacher. Alana was nominated by Mrs. Teco, Mrs. Houston, Mrs. Rhodes, and the 5th grade team for the month of December 2022. Alana loves to learn. Her bubbly personality, enthusiasm, and positive mindset set the stage for learning each day in our classroom. She believes she can accomplish anything and loves a good challenge. She is not afraid to make a mistake. She knows it's how we all learn and grow. Hard work and struggle will help her grow, and she is not afraid of either. Her love for learning and her joy for being at school each day inspires all around her to want to do their best. Elena has goals. She wants to earn all A's on her report card in 5th grade. She sets high expectations for herself and works hard to accomplish her goals. She is resourceful and happily plans and problem solves daily with her end goal in mind. Her 5th grade teachers have no doubt that one day she will accomplish amazing things. Maybe valedictorian of our new high school. If she plans it well, we'll never know if she'll make that until then. Congratulations, Alana. Richardson Elementary School, Salahaddin Mari. Salahaddin was nominated by 5th grade team for the month of December 2022. In his free time, he dreams of mastering many new skills. His intellectual curiosity and hard work have allowed him to master magic tricks. You got one on you right now? Do you? All right, go ahead. Oh, I need a pencil. Claymation, video creations, and spinning a basketball on one finger, just like the Harlem Globetrotters. At recess, he amazes his friends and teachers with his many newly acquired talents. We can't wait to see what he'll master next in the classroom. He consistently tries his best. He is excited to learn new things and participates wholeheartedly in class discussions and activities. He is not afraid to ask for help when he needs it, and lets his teachers know when a strategy is learned helps him when he's working on an assignment. His dreams of becoming an engineer in the future. He dreams of becoming an engineer in the future, and we are positive that with his commitment to trying his best and his current outstanding academic progress, he will achieve everything he dreams. Choosing to dream of success, to work hard, and to value and respect others are the accomplishments that we see on a daily basis from our top Tiger, and we can be very proud of all that he has accomplished so far this year. Congratulations. Greg Mahalik. Greg was nominated by Mrs. Bowen for the month of December 2021. Greg arrives at school every day ready to learn. serves to make him a role model in our classroom. We're also very proud here at Silver Lake Elementary School, and I am proud to be his teacher and have enjoyed watching him learn and grow. Congratulations, Greg. Silver Lake Elementary School, Michaela Schultz. Nominated by Mrs. Kelly for the month of December 2021. Michaela is new to our district this year, and already she exemplifies Black Tiger pride. She is a leader in the classroom and has absolute joy to teach. She demonstrates Black Tiger pride qualities every day at school. She knows how to be respectful towards teachers and students alike. Michaela always conducts herself in a responsible and kind manner. She comes to school prepared, ready to learn, and is rarely absent. Michaela always practices safety in everything she does. She's also thoughtful and conscientious. Michaela has made outstanding academic growth this school year and strives to get better by setting high goals and identifying strategies to meet her goals. Michaela has an amazing sense of humor and is incredibly creative and insightful. It's clear she loves learning. We're lucky and proud to have Michaela at Silver Lake School, and the future is very bright for her. Congratulations. I think you can all see the future is very bright for the Cuyahoga Falls City Schools. Thank you and congratulations to all the students.
And now would be a good time if you want to go get your Top Tiger shirts with Mr. Medcap out in the hallway, and then enjoy your evening celebrating your Top Tigers.
I'd work your parents for some ice cream. Thank you.
Seems like a character and a half.
One more to go in a couple years, right?
Is that your phone?
Where?
There's a phone on the ground behind the chair.
Not yours. We'll put it up. We'll just, hopefully they'll come back in and we'll say, it's there.
Oh, isn't Find My Phone already? They already rang the Find My Phone.
I know her. Let me see if I can't get her phone real quick.
Good job. Thank you. Thank you.
Makes the day every time.
It shows.
Right, oh yeah, he loved that sport too. I mean, that's a whole different thing, but he used a lot of that business expertise when he does now, so.
It was a great job.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been 35 years, 37 years. Just see a lot of good things happen.
Well, Conklin is happy too, so. Yeah.
Our graduates here.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's nice to see you and nice to meet you, so take care.
Here, other side.
Okay, on to item 3 under presentations, our winter graduates. It is recommended that the Board of Education grant a Cuyahoga Falls High School diploma to the following individuals who have now completed requirements stated by the state of Ohio for high school graduation. Alexa B. Heskett and Ava E. Richardson.
So moved.
Seconded.
They were unable to be here tonight, but nonetheless, we send them our congratulations. We are ever so proud of them and always happy to have 2 more Cuyahoga Falls alums. Ms. Oslin, please call the roll.
Mr. Harris?
Aye.
Mrs. Schaefer?
Aye.
Ms. White?
Aye.
Ms. Coco?
Aye.
Mr. Gomez?
Aye. Item E, Treasurer CFO's business. Assistant Treasurer, Ms. Joanne Oslin.
Okay. Let me just get myself here. Okay. So for under the consent agenda, the first action I have is a motion to approve the treasurer CFO business, and it's recommended the Board of Education approve all items listed in the treasurer CFO's business consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Okay.
Give us a brief little bit about what a tax advance is and the tax budget for our new members,
Absolutely.
please.
Okay, the tax advance, this is required in order for Summit County to start sending us advance payments of our real estate taxes in installments instead of one big lump sum in March or April. And our alternative tax budget, this is based in part on information given to us from the county regarding our levies, and then our estimates of both revenues and expenditures for the next fiscal year. It is required to be submitted to the County Budget Commission each January, and they use this to create our certificate of estimated resources for next fiscal year. All funds that receive property tax are required to have a higher level of detail. Those are the first 3, oh, I'm sorry, not that. All other funds are listed on here. Oh, I'm sorry, the last sheet shows. Okay, here we go. All of the first, excuse me, those are the first 3 sheets that you were handed out. All other funds are listed on sheets 4 through 6 of the alternative tax budget. And the last sheet shows our bond principal outstanding and the payments we will make during the time listed.
Thank you, Ms. Oslin. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Mrs. Schaefer?
Aye.
Ms. White?
Aye.
Ms. Coco?
Aye.
Mr. Gomez?
Aye.
Mr. Harris?
Aye.
Item F, Treasurer CFO's business. Any comments tonight, Ms. Oslin?
No comments.
Thank you. Item G, Superintendent CEO's business. Interim Superintendent, Mr. Chabity.
Well, thank you very much. Recommend the Board of Education approve all items listed in the superintendent's business consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? I just know I want to thank Dr. Cruz for the conversation we had about the 612 literacy study and curriculum adoption. She pointed out, and it's probably interesting to all of us, that we will have resources presented to us about that in April. So we look forward to that. Thank you. Anything else? Okay, please call the roll.
Ms. White?
Aye.
Ms. Coco?
Aye.
Mr. Gomez?
Aye.
Mr. Harris?
Aye.
Mrs. Schaefer?
Aye.
Item 2 is recommended that the Board of Education authorize an increase in wages in accordance with the Ohio minimum wage increase from $8.80 to $9.30 per hour for any staff member not covered by a wage agreement.
So
We're
moved.
good. That was under your
Oh,
consent.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So then we go to item H. If you have any comments, Mr. Chabity.
Well, this is my 3rd day on the job. So. But I want to tell you, first impressions mean so much. And I grew up in this city, and I loved it. I love the school district, and that's the reason I came back to hopefully give back a little bit in the short time that I'll be here. But I want to tell you, I'm amazed at the connection with the city, the police, the fire, the mayor. I've had a chance to meet with the police and the fire. The mayor's next on the agenda, but the connection that they have with the school district is not and should not be taken for granted, because I've been in many places where that doesn't exist, and so you're blessed to have that. I also would be remiss if I didn't say that the first 3 days, I've been super nervous about all this COVID stuff going on. Because the one thing, and I had a chance to talk to Mr. Gomez, and I think the board, major focus is keeping our schools open. And I just want everyone to understand the sacrifices that the teachers, the principals, the central office administration are making to make this happen. And so I hope people understand and appreciate that, because this is a very difficult time. So I want to bring that up. I just thank the board, the former board, and I think Mr. Gomez and Mrs. White were both there, but for allowing me this opportunity to come back to this school district and hopefully be a positive as we move forward. I'm excited. I went to the vaccination clinic yesterday, and I was blown away. I was blown away by the parents and the kids, the Children's Hospital. They did a great job, and it was really a neat feeling to have over there and see that cooperation and pride that was going on. So I look forward to things that are going to be coming up here in the future. I do have some experience in the building. We built a beautiful high school at my last job, and hopefully I'll get involved with that project. And again, Mr. Gomez said August 13th is a very, very important meeting. I think I made my first mistake. The first thing I put out, I think I put it was going to be at the library, because I'd only been to one meeting. It was at the library, but that was officially before I started, Mr. Gomez, so you can't vote that. So again, I appreciate the opportunity and look forward to meeting a lot of people in the community and working on some great things going on in the district. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chavity. Item I, board business. Number 1, approval of athletic group for the 2021-2022 school year. It's recommended that the Board of Education formally recognize the following organization for the 2021-2022 academic year: CFABA Youth Baseball.
So moved.
Second.
We do this in accordance with our policies, so any organization associated with the school district or that uses our logo comes to us and gets our approval just for 2 reasons. 1, it legitimizes them because they're officially approved, and 2, to make sure nobody's trying to make money off of a connection to our school district. So I think you're from CFABA, so thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I ask one question?
Yes.
Does this have to be done every year now?
Yes.
Okay.
Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Ms. Coco?
Aye.
Mr. Gomez?
Aye.
Mr. Harris?
Aye.
Mrs. Schaefer?
Aye.
Ms. White?
Aye.
Thank you. Item 2, discussion superintendent search process. So we're going to hit the ground running with the most important thing we can do, which is work on getting a new superintendent. I have a proposal I'd like to suggest to try to get us moving on this. So if we're all willing, I would, what?
Our item 2 is the resolution. Our item 2 is the resolution for the levy.
Oh,
Oops.
well, we'll come back to that. We'll do that. Okay, so superintendent search process. There are 3 organizations that have reached out to me that would like a chance to speak to us about their process. The first is the Ohio School Boards Association. Second is the Summit Educational Service Center. And the third is an organization called Ray and Associates. They've all reached out. They'd like to present to us. I'd like to propose that we have them come in at our meeting on the 19th and present to us for about 10 minutes, 5 minutes for questions each. Do that at the beginning of the meeting. And then at the end of the meeting, near the end under board business, we could have discussion and pick which one we would like to pick. With that, then, we could get our superintendent posting up by the end of January, because time is our friend right now, because this is when January, February, early March is really when all these postings start going up. So if we can get in early in postings, we'll have more interest, more people that haven't committed to another superintendency somewhere else. As you know, there's 2 other districts just in our county looking right now as well. And then that way we can get that going. They'll all certainly discuss the costs, their methodology, and provide references to us as well. So, if there's thoughts on that?
Who were the 3 again, please?
OSBA, Summit ESC, and an organization called Ray and Associates. Those are the three that reached out to me, so
Okay,
out of fairness, I bring them all to you.
thank you.
Further thoughts?
No, I think that's,
No, that's a good direction going, yeah.
So I will reach out to those three organizations in the next 2 days here and work to get them scheduled. And I'll speak to Mr. Hutch because I have a feeling at least OSBA will want to try to virtual in. So we'll work with that. We'll get those set up. After our top Tigers at the next meeting, we'll go into those presentations, and then you'll have the meeting to think it over, and then at the end we can discuss, select, and get moving. So thank you all for that. So next is resolution to renew a levy. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the resolution pursuant to section 5705.21 of the Ohio Revised Code, submitting to the electors of the Cuyahoga Falls City School District the question of the renewal of an existing tax levy for the purpose of current expenses to be placed on the ballot during the May 3rd, 2022 election.
so moved.
Second.
Who moved? I'm sorry.
Ms. White,
Thank you.
any discussion? This is the second required vote. The first was taken by our prior board in December. This gets us put on the ballot. It's our smallest levy that we currently have on the books. Brings in just a little bit under $4 million a year for us. And I'm sure Ms. Stoikoi will get this to the board, and then Mr. Chabity, I know, is eager to meet with our levy committee. So, please call the roll.
Mr. Gomez.
Aye.
Mr. Harris.
Aye.
Mrs. Schaefer.
Aye.
Ms. White.
Aye.
Ms. Coco.
Aye.
Okay. Next is discussion of the mid-year evaluation for the treasurer. So each year, we do a mid-year evaluation and then an end-of-year evaluation. Their contract year goes August 1st to July 31st. So January is mid-year and then July is end-of-year. In January, it's a formative, so it's a conversation. And then in July, it's summative, and it's written and goes in their file. I did get an opportunity to speak with Ms. Stoikoi, and we worked together, and this is what we'd like to propose, given the majority new members. We use what's called the Ohio Treasurer Evaluation Standards. We get a copy to all of you. Also get you a copy of the Ohio Superintendent's Evaluation Standards because it'll be helpful as we're thinking about looking for a new superintendent to kind of know what's expected of them. And then we also use the job description, which can be found in board policy. So Ms. Stoikoi is going to work through that, and I'd like to have a discussion with us about what she does and some of the initiatives her office is working on currently. And then we would put that on as an executive session for our next meeting. How does that sound, everyone?
Good.
I'll let her know that we'll go forward with that. And I'll talk to Ms. Erb to get those copies of the treasurer and superintendent's evaluations for you. Okay. Now, future agenda items. Does anyone have any future agenda items?
Of course. I would still like sometime this year to hear about the Hopes Schools Project, in Schools Project training, just to get a background of what it's about and what's going on with that. And I think Mr. Gomez is now on the Wellness and Success, so I won't ask for that. Also, the literacy, I think we have that scheduled and coming up, the literacy committee and
The
their
612
work.
committee, yes.
Well, even the elementary, I'm especially wanting to know how that's going, and
Do you want to end of year for the elementary?
yeah, that would be fine, just to see how it went and how we're gonna move forward with that. Focus book study, I can put that off. I know it's been very difficult for our teachers this year to get any reading done. They've been so busy, so I'd like to put that off until next school year. That's fine with me. The air conditioning, Mr. Bugatti, I don't know where we are on that yet, but I'd like to know how we're doing with that. And then the gifted programming, I would like an update on that as well. So sometime soon, maybe. Yeah, I think a presentation for the community as well, and where we could ask questions and so on.
Also note, there's a statewide committee that was formed to research gifted programs in conjunction with the State Board of Education. It's called the Gifted Advisory Council. And as I was researching that, I found out that Dr. Cruz is on that. So she'll have some good information from
Thank
how the
you.
state's
Thank you for doing
assessing
that.
gifted.
And then I have one other thing, and I know we discussed this a little bit, but I'd like to have a discussion about a wellness day for our district, our teachers and staff and students. I just think with everything they're going through, it's time to maybe think about that, a day where just for wellness for our staff and students. And I know it's hard because we already approved the calendar, but I think if we can discuss it and maybe find a time or day where we could do something, I think it would be greatly appreciated. They are working so hard and it's so difficult. And I'd just like to have a discussion about that.
We can put that on the next agenda for discussion, Ms. White.
Thank you.
And I know we also had talked about Red Oak and then Panorama, so perhaps Wellness and Success can kind of do at some point in the next couple months, tie that in with
Thank
hopes and just do a Wellness and Success and tie all those things together. As we know, in April, we'll have 612 literacy curriculum. When we approve curriculum, it comes first for a first read, then we and the community as well has an opportunity to review those resources if they desire to, and then at the next meeting, we approve that. Just so there's a little bit of understanding on that. We'll have an executive session for the treasurer evaluation at the next meeting. We will have our superintendent search process at the next meeting. And also we will have the emergency levy discussion at our next meeting to give the new members of the board an opportunity to state anything, any priorities they'd like to see put into that, because we're still early on that process as cabinet works on that plan. Anything else for the good of the order there? Okay. We'll move on to committee reports. I know that you might not have a lot, but we'll do it as a good practice run. 612 Construction Core Team, Ms. White.
We meet tomorrow at 1.
Thank you. Alliance for School and Community Growth, Ms. Coco.
I'm looking forward to being on the committee and going to my first meeting.
And you can reach out to Mr. Chabity. He's the head of that group. Athletics and Activity Council, Ms. Schaefer.
I have not met with anyone yet, so who would I?
They meet quarterly, and you'll want to reach out to Mr. Johnson.
Thank you.
Board policy. We'll need to schedule a meeting late this month or early February, and Ms. Erb is going to get the copy of that update to us on Friday. Business Advisory Council, that's Ms. Coco and Mr. Harris. You'll reach out as well to Mr. Chabity. I believe you meet quarterly.
Yeah, that's correct.
Financial Advisory Committee Representative, Mrs. Schaefer.
Yes, I look forward to meeting with Mrs. Soikoya over that.
And you meet quarterly as well. Foundational Alumni Association, that's me. We meet next Tuesday, and we're looking forward to it. And scholarship applications are now live on our website. So if you know any Cuyahoga Falls High School seniors, let them know. We have somewhere around 30 scholarships available for application. Legislative Liaison, Mr. Harris.
I'm looking forward to meeting and figuring out exactly when that date is.
So that's a OSBA position, so they will put you, Ms. Stoikoi will inform them that you're our legislative liaison. They'll put you on an email list, and you'll get weekly updates of what's going on at the legislature, and then I think monthly they put out a more lengthy one as well. So make sure we get you on that email list. As outgoing legislative liaison, I did have one thing to note. The governor signed Senate Bill 229. One of the provisions in that was that districts have 90 days to submit a remediation plan to the state of Ohio. That was signed December 14th. So that's something I'd like to hear about what we're doing. If you previously adopted an extended learning plan or a use of funds plan, you can use those in replacement, but they'd really like to see districts adopt a remediation plan. So hopefully we can hear about that in February. Student Achievement Liaison, Ms. White.
I will be looking forward to doing that, and I believe we.
Dr. Cruz.
every week at the ESC?
Monthly.
Or is it
Correct.
monthly? Okay.
I let Dr. Cruz know today
The one
to
was
reach out to
canceled
you.
this week, so,
Did you receive that message?
yes.
From me? Okay.
Yeah, it was canceled, so I'll be looking forward to the next one then, in February. Thank you.
And that's for the new members. It's also a OSBA thing as well, so they'll put her on an email blast and she'll get regular information about what's happening at ODE to share with us as well. And then Student Wellness and Success Liaison, that's me. I will reach out to Dr. Cruz and Ms. Merkel. And we come to comments. First up, Ms. Coco.
I just want to say I'm very honored to be here and excited to serve on the board for the next 4 years with all of you, and I'm looking forward to all the exciting things that are going to be happening in our district. I believe in this district, I believe in our students, I believe in this community, and I know that's why we're all here, and we are always better together, and I'm very excited about the next 4 years.
Thank you. Next up's me, and welcome our new members again. I'm so excited for what you will bring to our district. I have every confidence in your ability to serve our students well. And again, a welcome to Mr. Chavity. I'm very excited to have you here. I'll reiterate again that next Thursday, January 13th at 6 p.m. at the Cuyahoga Falls High School Auditorium, we will have a presentation and community update on our 612 building project. We'll be soliciting feedback from the community as well. There will be an online option for anyone that doesn't want to come to the auditorium in person. There will be an online option as well. Our Cuyahoga Falls High School football team was honored as an All-Ohio academic team. So kudos to them. We had our update on curriculum in December, and I went back and dug into that a little bit and listened to the State Board of Education meeting. So you might know our graduation rate unfortunately slipped under 90% for the first time in my life, that we've had an under 90% graduation rate. And what's even more troubling is that graduation rate statewide actually increased while ours decreased. So it's just to say to our new members, we have some hard work ahead of us, but I believe that we can do it. Mr. Harris.
All right, I do have some prepared comments here just because of nerves. I'd like to first welcome our students and staff back to the classroom and hope everyone had a safe and very happy holiday season. It's all of our hope that we can continue with in-person learning as long as possible, and I appreciate the strength of our teachers and the patience of our students and parents as we continue to navigate this ugly pandemic. I'd also like to take a moment to congratulate our top Tigers on their hard work and leadership in and outside the classroom. Watching all of our awardees tonight and those of the past accepting their awards and then looking out into the audience and seeing the proud faces of those parents, it truly is, Mr. Chavity, you said this, it truly is the highlight of these meetings. So again, congratulations to all our top Tigers, as well as our 2 winter graduates. I'd like to personally welcome our interim superintendent. It's my first time meeting him tonight. Back to the Cuyahoga Falls City School District. I'm looking forward to getting to know him more as we work together for the incredible folks that make up this district. We're lucky to have a great team of administrators to help in that endeavor. Lastly, I want to let you all know how honored I am to be up here in this seat. I'm thankful to our community, especially those within the Black Tiger family, for the opportunity to serve. And to my colleagues sitting up here next to me, I'm excited to work alongside each of you, to learn from you, and to grow to be better board members alongside each of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Harris. Mrs. Schaefer?
Thank you. I did not prepare anything, and I wish I had. Mr. Chavity, you said today's your 3rd day on the job. Today's my 1st day on the job. So I do have some nerves as well. So I'm excited to be here. I'm ready to get to work. Thank you.
Ms. White?
Oh, yes. Here we go. All right. Well, I have a couple articles, of course. One is, does studying student data really raise test scores? And question, what activity is done by most teachers in the United States but has almost no evidence of effectiveness in raising student test scores? Answer, analyzing student assessment data. Yet, understanding students' weaknesses is only useful if it changes practice, and to date, evidence suggests that it does not change practice or student outcomes. Here's the rub. Rigorous empirical research doesn't support this practice. In the past 2 decades, researchers have tested 10 different data study programs in hundreds of schools for impacts on student outcomes in math, English, language arts, and sometimes science. Of 23 student outcomes examined by these studies, only 3 were statistically significant. Of these 3, 2 were positive and 1 negative. In the other 20 cases, analysis suggests no beneficial impacts on students. Finally, in total, the research in this area suggests that district and school leaders should rethink their use of state and interim assessments as a focus of teacher collaboration. Administrators may still benefit from analyzing student assessment results to know where to strengthen the curriculum or to provide teacher professional learning. But the fact remains that having teachers themselves examine test score data has yet to be proven productive, even after many trials of such programs. There are more effective ways to help teachers improve their instruction. I'm going to save my other article for next time. But one thing, for those of you that know me, you know that I believe in public service, whether that's Girl Scout leader, Cub Scout, secretary of the pack, as a teacher, as a citizen, and now as a board member. And Sunday's paper, I could not help but notice this big ad, and I know people that are listening can't see it. But mainly it's just a blank page that says, help. We need your help. We now have more COVID-19 patients in our hospitals than ever before, and the overwhelming majority are unvaccinated. This is preventable. The best way to avoid serious illness is the vaccine. So get vaccinated and get your booster. Keep taking all of the standard precautions like social distancing, washing your hands, and of course, mask up, even if you're vaccinated. If you do feel sick, get tested for COVID at your local pharmacy, urgent care, not the ER. Then please encourage neighbors, friends, and families to take all these steps too. We need you to care as much as we do. Cleveland Clinic, University Hospitals, Metro Health, Summa Health. I just want to remind people that the folks that work at those hospitals are our friends, our family, our neighbors, our community. They live here with us. They're telling you we need help. They need help. In order to keep our schools open as we want to, we need to have people get vaccinated. It is just so important. Please, please, for the sake of our family and friends and community, go get vaccinated. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. White. Item J, adjournment. It's recommended that the Board of Education adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Mr. Harris?
Aye.
Mrs. Schaefer?
Aye.
Ms. White?
Aye.
Ms. Coco?
Aye.
Mr. Gomez?
Aye.